Okay, I'm assuming it's on, right? What's up, everybody? Today, we are going to figure out why Japanese people are racist and why Japanese people should be cancelled. Because it's 2025. Being racist on the internet is a bad thing. If you're racist, you get cancelled. If you say the N-word, you get cancelled. If you call me Chinchan, that's somehow allowed, but... By the way, I was playing Tetris, actually, earlier. And somebody called me Chinchan as well. That was fire. But yeah, anyways, so... And I still, like, haven't watched this video, though, but, like, I'm gonna talk about the reality of, like, what it's really like in Japan and, like, what's racist and what's not. I'm actually kind of curious about this. Do you guys think Japanese people are racist or no? I'm curious about this. Sora-san, ohari! Is Rin-san streaming or something? Yes, not really. No, 50-50. But yeah, so like, whatever you can think, I don't know. Like, it's the answer. It might be yes, it might be no. Depends on context. They're like every other group of people. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they're in Kyoto. In Kyoto, everybody hates everybody. Kyoto situation is like really different. I don't, but I think Japanese people know nothing about anything. Dude, what you just said explains everything. Big studio animation. I don't, but I think Japanese people know nothing about anything. This guy just explained everything. So that's the reality. If anything is happening in Japan, Japanese people don't know what they're doing when it comes down to like non-Japanese people things. That is my experience. But yeah, let's see what he has to say. As far as I know, he's like Japanese American or something. He's like half Japanese. But let's see what it's about.
Perception or growing sentiment that Japan is just a perfect country. Everything is great, no issues, and especially not racism. And I feel like this reputation.
There's just like a lot of hentai and a lot of like people moaning in Japan. If you think that's like a bad thing, then like Japan is the worst country. And I'm not trolling, by the way. You actually do hear people moaning sometimes, like a lot more than any other countries. Like you just go to like Akihabara and you hear people going like ah. And I sometimes just assume people are silently
really stem from those weebs, you know, the anime fans who think, oh, everything, you know, kawaii, ooh, whatever the hell. But even in anime, bro, have you seen the way some of these black characters are animated, bro? And some people
fuck, Japanese people are racist as fuck. Did you guys know? Japan's racist. I mean, that's true. That is true. But at the same time though, can I actually talk about something? Hey, everybody, I wanna know. Is Goku more Asian or more Caucasian? Goku from Dragon Ball. That's a fact. You say so, right? But I wanted to talk about something. Is Goku more Asian or Caucasian? Like, Chinese? He's an alien. Congratulations. Yeah, you got that part right. So I was gonna just like talk about that too. Like, you know how a lot of people talk about like whether Goku is more Caucasian or like Asian and whatever. He's not real. He's an anime character. Like, how are some people actually comparing anime characters to like freaking real people? I've been actually saying that because like some people actually talk about whether anime characters are more Caucasians or like more Asian or something. And I'm like, dude, they are anime characters. You're talking about like you're comparing Japan to like anime and saying like anime kawaii desu, but somehow comparing an anime character to Asians or Caucasians is somehow, it's like a risky thing to do. And isn't it kind of hilarious actually? That line between fantasy and reality has been blurred for some people. They have become inside. Is it that situation where you watch anime so like you believe like anime is like an actual thing? Like whether like where you figure out that Kamehameha, Rasengan is like a real thing. So if you try it, more than like 1,000 times, so you can try it too. Some people actually learn life from anime. It's like their Bible, right? And I've seen some people like that, and I'm not trolling actually. But yeah, isn't it quite fascinating?
Say, oh, it's not racist, you know, that's just the art style, or they don't have black people over there, they don't, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know, bro, they have the internet is free, and by the way, your boy, 50% Japanese, 50% black, I have no bias. But the thing is, it's not just anime, hold on, it's also people in real life, there are real clips.
Are Japan a racist country?
Definitely, yeah. Too many blacks in Japan lately.
Now, the other day, I seen this clip.
There's like something really funny about this. Like, you know how Japanese people say too many foreigners? But yeah, like, it is really interesting. This is something like I never even thought of. Like, this is my first time hearing that actually. Too many blacks in Japan lately. I never saw it like this actually. Cause like in Japan, people just say like, oh, there are like so many foreigners, right? That was friendly fire. That was friendly fire too, but the thing about this is like really interesting. Delusional kids tell transmigration is real. But again, like, yeah, it's just really interesting. Like how it's a thing. And from my experience, actually, there aren't too many black people in Japan. You know, like, you know who is there in Japan more than like black people? Asians. If you didn't know. There are so many Asians more than nothing.
Many blacks in Japan lately.
Now, the other day I seen this clip right here, which really inspired me to make this video because what the actual hell? I guess they have signs that look like this. No circus performance here, bro. Are we monkey?
All right, this is something like that blew up on Twitter. I have to clarify it one more time. This picture is like all fake. It's from Twitter.
Or something. Basically, I came across this video from a guy who went to Japan and he saw this in the store. Black baby. That you can buy for 300.
No, let me explain what this is. Let me explain. No. There's like a freaking huge cultural like. No, that's not what that is. I know what that is. No. You guys think this is racist? It's fuck. This is why I wanted to talk about this. Like stuff like this. It's a cultural thing. Let me explain. That's racist. No. Let me explain. Do you know the whole like hiyake salon culture we have here? Like we had that before, not anymore. So, do you know Japanese people used to like go to the beaches? Do you know they went to like salons to get tan? They wanted to be black, but that's like a thing like that was huge about 10 years ago, actually. Or maybe 15 when I was back in high school, so like 14 years ago. Yeah, so tanning salon, yeah, I get it. Yeah, so like if you don't know what that is, you'll be shocked to see ganguro geru. Ganguro meiku is actually a thing. It's this thing, right? So you guys are not seeing like great examples, but yeah, this kind of stuff. So they wanted to get tan, and like darker you are, the better you are. Like it was really the culture before. We had that before. It's not a thing anymore. So this whole thing is like, oh yeah, like a baby that went to the salon. Like that's basically what that is with underwear. And I know it looks kind of racist. I get that too. But I just wanted you guys to know that culture kinda existed in Japan, okay? So if you wanted to punch Japanese people in their faces, you can, but you have to scream technique names because like that's kind of like how things go. If you scream technique names, it's not illegal.
Pretty end.
They were selling black babies.
Yeah.
And I stared at that machine for about 15 minutes before I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna get one.
And you decided to buy one, bro?
Yeah, everybody's a racist. I'm racist. You guys are racists. Everybody's racist here.
Gotta be some type of, I don't know what it is. It's gotta be something. I'm gonna find a way to get you canceled, bro. I don't know. This has gotta be cultural blackface appropriation, some type of violation of some type of African American law, bro.
Now, to be 100% honest, the reason why I got black baby here was because, well, you know,
it's
I
black.
want to have kids someday. And I thought this would be good
With a black
practice. So like any good father would, I showed him a lot of love. Black baby here is a racist caricature of black people. And frankly, I couldn't believe it. Because one, black baby here isn't actually black, but a tan baby per the translation.
You see these lips? This
I don't know about the lips part. I get it. It's not really like, I kind of want to, you know what? Yeah, Japanese people are just like, they're just a bunch of racists and they suck. Yeah, they just put it that way.
This is not no Asian feature, bro. They're drawing them specifically to look like this, to specifically.
Yeah, like Japanese people are all racist and like they're just, you know, they eat burgers to make fun of Americans. Let's just see it that way. It's like a lot better.
Symbolize that they're black. They're not tan, bro. People try to excuse this behavior just because it's Japan, bro. When, let's be real, which, oh, by the way, me being half Japanese doesn't really absolve me from anything, because if you look at half Japanese people, often talk about the racist experiences they grew up in, living in Japan.
My next door neighbor, they used to think like I was a drug dealer. Like they've said things like you look like a mafia.
What's your point?
That's true, by the way. If you're in Japan, you kind of get something like that too. Yeah, it's seriously a thing. Wait. I'm going to Japan and have brown skin. Should I expect bombastic side eyes? If you think Japanese people ever care that you exist, no, they don't care. Like, I've been saying this. I've made so many videos about this. They don't care you exist. So like, if you guys are from countries where being like different means a death sentence to you, like I have to tell you like some unfortunate truth. Nobody cares about you existing in Japan, and this is seriously me actually being honest. Once you come to Japan, you'll notice how nobody cares that you exist. Like, even if you wear something like actually insane, something like that says my ass is tight, nobody cares. Because like Japan has like this culture where they don't want to deal with anybody else. They're like really, really self-centered. Like, they don't care. The people that care about you existing, well, mind your existence, are the foreigners. That's from my experience 100%. Nobody cares what you're wearing. Nobody cares you exist. Nobody cares like you're doing anything. And it's the whole Tokyo area. It's the same in my area too, in Chiba. If you go to like, let's say, Toyama, where like everybody's Japanese, then maybe you stand out, but I don't really think they're gonna punch you or anything, really.
A race here, but you still feel like an outsider.
Yeah, mentally, definitely, I don't feel like I belong here.
Their experiences aside, I see videos all the time on the streets, you know, people with the, you know, dreads or having afros all of a sudden. I'm like, bro, how did you even manage to get that? And why does it look kind of decent? I ain't gonna lie. Like, but then when they're asked to name a single black person, they start saying things like Lil TJ.
黒人の人3人誰ですか?
Here, TJ.
Shout out to Lil TJ, but that should not.
Can you guys name 3 Asians? Not YouTubers. 3 Asians, not YouTubers, bro. Bro, name 3 Asians. If you bring up like Asians, you guys are all racists. Jackie Chan? Alright, never mind. You guys are all racists. Yeah, Jackie Chan, yeah, never mind. Yeah, right. That's what I thought. Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, I've been chilling. Yeah, right. Yeah, Jackie Chan. Yeah, right. RAClST, yeah, that's true. I really thought Jackie Chan was gonna be there. Jet Li. His name is actually Lee Lin-che or something. I used to like him a lot before. Americans love the Victim Olympics despite being part of the empire. I don't really think it's Americans. It's like, it's just a part of that, yeah. Lee Junfan. I don't know who that is.
Not be the first black person you think of, okay? You sitting there thinking, you skip, I don't know, MLK, Obama, I don't know, LeBron James, me, I don't know, Lil TJ.
黒人あれだモーガン・フリーマン
And then when you're a black person, like full, you know, 100% black person, going there to visit or travel or whatever, you might even have a negative experience, you know what I'm saying, as a foreigner.
Living as a POC in Japan, have you experienced any racism?
I wouldn't say racism, it's more like you're expected to be this sort of hip-hop-ish, that kind of culture. You better be athletic, you better dance, you better something.
That's crazy.
I am actually working on a video about this, exactly about this. I don't really think it's you being black or anything, but if you're American, people expect you to do that, yeah. Would you guys be surprised if I tell you that people in Japan think Americans are athletic and they are good at dancing? Like playing basketball? When in America, people don't really play a lot of sports compared to like Asians because it's not really like a culture. Like there aren't sports clubs. I mean, there are. But you know how if you go to a Japanese school, like, you know, there's like a karate club and the basketball club and soccer and whatever. They freaking play sports everywhere, right? But Japanese people assume Americans are good at sports somehow. How about India? I don't really think any Japanese people have any impression about India, honestly. For all Americans, yeah. Is pinball even a sport? I played it a lot too. I expect all Japanese to have a camera and eat sushi. I do that actually. They freaking take pictures everywhere too.
Crazy.
Basically, bro, Japan is not perfect by any means. There are different issues, you know, going around there, especially racism. People like to act like, nah, it's not a thing. You know, they're just drawing the characters a certain way. It's just the animes. You know, they just don't know any better. That's also something I've noticed, especially in like Asian countries. People will be quick to say, oh, they just don't know any better. Like a Chinese person will go up to, I don't know, IShowSpeed and say, straight up, just say nigga to him.
那个是不是太远了？那个啥，那个。
Saying that word that many times, you know the way it sounds. Let's be.
Can I actually talk about something that I wasn't sure, like... So, that was just like him speaking Chinese, but obviously he did that to trigger IShowSpeed, right? But can I talk about something here? So, I was doing a membership stream the other day, and there was like this one person that thinks there's like this offensive word in Japanese that sounds really insane in English, right? And do you know what that is? Can you guys even guess like what that is? Like that one word that sounds like something really insane in English. It's not Rasengan. Which word? Well, something that sounds like the N word. Yes. Yeah. So nigerundayo. It doesn't even sound like that, by the way. It doesn't sound like that. You guys are all like educated in the most interesting way. Yeah, nigeru. It doesn't sound like that. There's actually a word that sounds like that word straight up. But the whole internet, like anime culture thing, educated you guys really, really wrong here. Like nigeru, that doesn't sound like the N-word, right? That's so obvious. So I think I talked about this before too, but I'm going to do a lesson here, Japanese lesson. So this whole word, nigerundayo, nigerundayo, it doesn't sound like anything. But if you want to say bitter in Japanese, this is where you kind of become a racist, because you say nigai if you want to say this word, right? Like you can say kono ocha wa, like this tea is a bit bitter. Kono ocha wa chotto nigai desu. So that's actually how we say it too. So I kind of wanted to mention this whole like nigeru thing doesn't sound like the N-word truly. But if you want to know the word that truly sounds like the N-word, yeah, we have the word nigai. So just in case, so that if you ever feel like Japanese people are being racist, that's the word, okay? It sounds like N-word dayo. You say that, right? But if you hear that, nigerundayo, it doesn't even sound like anything like that, right? Nigerundayo. Does it really sound like the N-word? Nigerundayo. To you? I'm kind of really curious about this. You forgot the other way of saying nigai. Well, because if I say that, some people are gonna freaking clip it and just like share that somehow. And then I'll get cancelled. Nope. Yes, it does. What? It does? If it does, like what country are you from? Nigerundayo. What? You also see bitter for bitter. I doubt it. Bitter chocolate is like something Japanese people might say, but other than that, I don't really know.
To be real, there's a stereotype.
No one's canceling anymore. You are good. That's so true. Dude, there's like this YouTuber that has a video named Gay N-word just got caught cheating. Like straight up, like in the thumbnail, like there are freaking two words like that are just kind of like rare to see on YouTube now.
stereotype for Asian people being extremely smart, and you think for some reason they don't understand that, like, bro, these people know, they know, some of them know, bro. It's okay to say that some people are racist, some people are, bro. No country is 100% perfect and absolved of any issues. And if you're saying that, you are literally meat writing an entire location, a country, a place that, matter of fact, you're probably not even from or have any DNA from. So relax, okay? Weebs. Anime is amazing. I love anime. Anime is great. Chill. But one thing I will say is that I'll never truly know how racist the country is unless I experience it myself. I really gotta go boost on the ground, you know, do some
Wait, actually, I want to ask you guys about this. Have you guys ever been to Japan? I want to know, like, how many people have been to Japan so far? If so, like, have you ever felt like Japanese people were racist? Like, it was just a bunch of racists everywhere in Japan? If so, say one. If not, say two. I'm curious. Like, if you've been to Japan and if you ever felt like that, say one. If not, say two. I'm curious, actually. Two. I mean, I want to know if you've been to Japan. Like, if you've never been to Japan, you're just guessing. So, like, you saying to, if you've never been to Japan, that's just you guessing. Like, I want to know when you've actually been to Japan, and if it felt like that, then yeah. I want to get that information. I'm kind of curious about this, too. There's troublemakers in the West went to Asia, spread their victim mindset, or something. I don't really know. Maybe? I'm from a racist country, so it's nothing unusual. The Russian girl saying that is actually freaking hilarious. Can't you make up? Well, I can, but like it's just like a lot easier to freaking ask people because I have to type. I don't want to type because I'm just holding my mouse now and I'm drinking this. Too, but I'm Asian. Yeah, being Asian in Japan's just difficulty easy mode, 100%.
Interviews, walk around, talk to people, or get a little, you know, experience myself of how they treat me as, you know, a black person or half black person in Japan. Because without that, how can I really speak on racism or societal issues within another location that I've never been? So I guess let's go.
Are Japanese racist to Filipinos? Japanese people are racist to everybody. Don't worry about it. If you come to Japan, you'll get punched in the face. If you ever talk to Japanese people, including me, you'll feel like everybody's a racist. So like, yeah, Japanese people are racist towards everybody, and you gotta remember that. Like everybody punches here. Like if you didn't know, everybody carries knives and everybody carries guns in Japan, and they punch you because they hate, like, you know, everybody. Yes. Let's get this part.
And ties from country to country. Is this a tourist-friendly spot for black people? And there are a few different ways I can go.
Wait, what? Tourist?
We are here officially in the streets of Tokyo, Japan.
You see it. If I drop my camera.
If I'm a nuisance streamer, I will feel the racism. No, Japanese people are racist, so if you come to Japan, you'll get punched.
Out of this balcony, this is like $1,000 loss.
All jokes aside, I'm really here on international business, you know, trying to create relations and ties from country to country. Is this a tourist-friendly spot for black people? And there are a few different ways I can go about conducting my IRL research based on the studies I did. I feel like the most effective way people tend to call out racism here is like stares, maybe some comments, and people avoiding you in public spaces like trains, buses. You get the point. Now, another thing to take into notice that we are in Tokyo, right? You know, very, what's the word?
What if I want to be punched? I mean, I've been saying this. Go to that Family Mart, you'll get punched. Or just come to Japan and just like talk to Japanese people saying, I don't know, would you please step on me because I get sexually aroused if you step on my face? I don't really know. Like, I can think of like so many different things you can do, but
most diverse city in Japan, so it's gonna be less racism, or I guess they'll be more used to seeing other races here in a city like this.
wait. I just found some insane comment. I'm not gonna even read that. What the fuck? Did I just see? What the fuck? Fuck. There's a real racist here. What the fuck is that shit? What the fuck? I'm not even gonna read that. What the fuck?
The countryside. I decided to break it up into 3 separate categories, okay? We're gonna be doing the stair test. Stair test, we're gonna walk around, you know, see what the stairs are looking like, how they're feeling, you know, if there's anybody, you know, looking a little too hard, looking a little too crazy. The public spaces test, you know, see if people like to sit next to me or feel disgusted in my vicinity. And lastly, the interview test, where I talk with some of my friends who were on this trip with me, or maybe I even speak to people outside, which, you know, I am very socially awkward. I'm such a scared, frail individual who doesn't like to talk to people, so that'll be kind of difficult. We'll see. So let's go outside and start off with the stair test.
Isn't that? Wait, where is this? That's like 3 months ago too, right? I'm basically an expert on Japanese racism. There's a professor now here, everybody. Let's go. Now we can take his class and we can get some credits. I always get told I look kind of Japanese when I do Gallic gun. Garrick-ho? I think everybody's telling you like you're a weeb and you like Dragon Ball or something. That's Shibuya, isn't it? Wait, so he went to Shibuya where everybody's a foreigner. That's Shibuya, isn't it? Right? The place where everybody's a foreigner. So he basically went to a foreigner town. I don't know if any people are gonna freaking stare at him if he's in that town. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of curious about this too.
And I didn't really notice any stares at all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Nobody stares at you if you're black, and that was until I realized I was not wearing my glasses. There was a time I was walking down the block and every single human being in the vicinity stared in my direction.
I know I said people don't stare that much. Ignore everything I said, alright? Because nigga, every single person was staring for a little minute.
It's not necessarily a bad stare all the time, and let's be honest, who wouldn't want to stare at a gorgeous chocolate alpha male as myself? Okay, you could low-key tell when somebody's staring at you in like a negative, you know, connotation, or if they're looking at you in some, oh, like that's a nice outfit, or that's a nice. One thing I have noticed, bro, people really like outfits here. This is like a big like fashion type of city, because half the time it did feel like they were looking at me, but it wasn't looking at me in like a negative way. It was like, oh, I like the outfit, or the outfit's interesting.
If he walked around with that camera, couldn't that be why? I was kind of gonna say that too, because people do stare at me when I'm streaming and I'm filming. But the thing is here, he kind of said like, oh yeah, when I'm not wearing sunglasses, people are not staring at me. So maybe the sunglasses was really the key, or maybe he really just was risen everybody. I don't really know. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not true. I don't really know. Maybe everybody, I don't know, maybe he looked really hot and everybody just wanted to have sex with him. I don't really know what the situation here is like. I mean, you know, what could that be? Maybe they just wanted to have sex with him. You know what? My bet is there. Everybody wanted to have sex with him.
Or, you know, this person looks interesting. And let's be honest, if you do see a polar bear in Arlington, Texas, you might take a couple glances at it. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, because yeah, black people are kind of polar bears in Arlington, Texas. I mean, I've probably seen a total of like 10 black people so far. There's a difference between a, you know, get out of my country, you dirty nit, and a, oh, that's an interesting specimen. I've never seen a human being as, you know, beautiful and aesthetically pleasing as yourself, which a lot of people would probably say.
Isn't it the combination of a streamer plus black guy? Well, the thing is, like, he just looks like it's one of those main cities in Tokyo. I don't really know what that was. Ruffles, one of the people like that lives in Tokyo, said it might be Shimokitazawa. Like where music is kind of famous and whatever. But the thing is, like, people don't really stare at people like other people in Tokyo area. So I really feel like he really got the alpha male vibes and everybody thought he was hot. So like my bet is now everybody wanted to have sex with him and he was that hot. I don't really know. That's my guess.
I mean, so far I haven't really experienced anything crazy. It's been nothing but love towards me. However, I did notice that when I was walking with one of my black friends, some Japanese girl happened to come out of the corner, point to my friend and be like, "Nigato." Can you confirm that they called you Nigato on a drive-by?
The professor of Japanese English who is now here. I'm trying to figure out what that was. Is that a thing? Japanese people tend to say some like hardcore stuff in Japanese, but they even know saying that like that word to black people is really really bad. Even in Japan, like they learned that too actually. At school, actually, it's a thing. So I'm kind of thinking like maybe they said something different, then it sounded like that to him, and he just went like, "What the fuck?" Like, like you know, I've been making videos with Rin-san, and Rin-san says like, "Suck my ass," right? Niigata Prefecture. It makes no sense in this context. At school, yeah, we learned that actually. Like, when we are like 12, 13, 14, when we are in English class, that's something we learn in every class, actually. Because, like, that's, like, the most known word in English-speaking countries, right? So, like, we learned that, actually. We learn fuck is a really, really bad word, but people freaking say fuck everywhere in Japan, because that's just funny. And N-word, they learn it's, like, a really, really bad word here. But the thing is, like, people don't even know what that even means, because, like, Japanese people typically don't grow up with like foreigners, except for the likes of me. They teach you racism. They kind of, it's not like racism 100%, but they kind of just like teach you some like famous bad words, like the N-word and like fuck and stuff. But so I'm kind of curious what really happened here.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt my feelings, but hey man, we're in Japan, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't count. They can't be racist, bro. It's cool.
What if they were admiring the
I don't think this video is rage bait though. I think it's like actually from his experience in Japan, and maybe something really happened to him. I'm kind of curious about that part too. Unless the friend or the YouTuber speaks Japanese, it seems pretty likely that they just misheard another word. That's my guess too, but I want to know what happened here. Like, that's my job to figure out what really happened.
fact that I'm like Killer B. You know? Ooh, Nagato, Naruto. Look, it sounds the same. Or what if we're just mispronouncing what it actually means?
That's what I was thinking. It might mean something else. So if you guys know what that means in the comment section, let me know. So now
I kind of think they said arigato. Like, arigato. Doesn't that sound like the N-word? I mean, that's kind of what that is, no? Isn't it? Arigato, arigato. Right? No? That's what I thought it was. Arigato, arigato. Because Japanese people tend to drop the first letter, like arigato. He makes way for the girl. What? Not really? You have to misheard it. So like, you know how Japanese people skip like the first 3 letters in Japanese? Do you guys know what this means? How's that? Do you guys know what this means? How's that? How's that? If you are in Japan, if you speak Japanese, you know what that is. How's that? Okay, you don't know what that is. Okay. How's that? How's that? Raffles, do you know what this means? You have to know what this means. How's that? Okay, nobody knows. Nobody knows. How's that? Raffles, you know what that means, right? Like any people that are in Japan. Ruffles. No idea. That means irashaimase, welcome. Like if you're Japanese or if you're in Japan, like everybody knows, like that means like welcome. How's that? That's so famous. Like, how's that? Irashaimase, you got it, yeah. You got it, slime, yeah. That's actually irashaimase, welcome. Yeah. And another one, okay, another one. Another test everybody, okay? This one's easy as fuck. This one. Mas. This is easy as fuck. I talked about this so many times too. Mas. Okay, yeah, arigatou gozaimasu. Like, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yes. Then another one. This one's easy as fuck too, okay? Another one. Shot. If you ask any Japanese people, like they'll know what this is. They know what this is. It's like that common in Japan. That means ありがとうございました. Like, thank you so much. Like, ありがとうございました. Thank you for coming too, actually. So Japanese people tend to drop like the first 3 letters, or like even 4. And you know, he heard the N-word, right? And it sounded like ありがとう. I feel like, again, ありがとう. 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 I don't know, that's my assumption here. I could be wrong about this. Maybe I'm just dumb. I don't really know. The last one was tough. Yeah, but that's just how it is. Like, if you go to stores in Japan, you freaking hear this, actually. Is this how Japanese speak after spending their late evening in nomikai? They don't. But you just hear this a lot. He is gonna hear racism no matter what people say. It's why the West is fed up with this stuff. I mean, the thing is, he's kind of trolling too at the same time. He's like trying to entertain a whole audience too, right? But yeah, I just find it really, really interesting.
Got the stare test out of the way. Let's get to the public spaces train test. See if people want to sit next to an African American, darker skinned, curly haired, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 on some days, handsome individual.
It's kind of perfect though. Actually, no, because no one will sit next to you.
They might just not sit because you have a suitcase.
Not even that, yeah, you're in a bad spot. Maybe move to your left so leave an open seat.
I already know what's gonna happen.
Little voiceover part right here. I tried to do the train test to see if anybody would sit on not on me on the train. Unfortunately it failed. As you can see by this 10 yen.
Fuck, I want to do that myself. Like, would any people sit right next to me? Like, that would be really, really interesting. Should I do that on stream? Sitting and see if people sit next to me. Challenge. Difficulty max. We would all sit next to Sora. That would be freaking interesting. Like, I'm here and there's like 10,000 people like just sitting right next to me. Like, I avoid old people. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just speak English. True, but some people freaking sit actually right next to you. If you speak English, because they wanna learn English. They wanna practice their English.
Coin cheese pool looking reaction. Nobody got on the train at this time, but I was able to test it again a little later. I just didn't get it on video, and the train was absolutely packed, but nobody gave a damn about my existence. All right, nobody cared. Nobody looked at me. It was just like, you were getting on the train, getting off the train. Motherfuckers are busy. They're going where they want to go. So train test. Yeah, people don't really care. At least they didn't care in my experience, and when I was there with the bros. Since I am here with my friends, you know,
the rare English riz. Can I actually talk about something? Some Japanese people actually watch my channel to learn English too, right? But some Japanese people watch my channel to test my English skills, which I thought was really, really interesting. I kind of talked about this before. There was like this one dude who thought I was making videos for Japanese people. I was like educating Japanese people on how to speak English, which I thought was really, really interesting. Like who? Well, I mean, there was this one dude, right? Japanese dude. I don't think he's there anymore, but basically he thought I was speaking English because I wanted to either like brag about my English skills or I wanted to teach Japanese people how to speak English. I don't really know what he was thinking. Then he showed up and he said like, why don't you make a video on English slang words like TTYL and LBU and GT whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? TTYL, yeah. Like, that's really a thing. And I don't really know what that was. Like, some people actually, like, freaking watch my channel to, like, from Japan, it's a thing. Some people watch my channel to practice their English. That's just freaking funny as fuck, actually. I would watch video tutorials of both language you made by you actually. You sure? Wait. Do you guys actually wait? Do you guys actually learn Japanese on my channel? Like, do you guys watch my channel for that purpose? TTYL before, but never bothered to learn what it meant. Talk to you later? No? If you were on my channel trying to learn Japanese, that's just really, really interesting, because like you are doing it really, really wrong here. Not the purpose, but I did learn for Japanese culture. I know arigato and nani, manko. Partly you've made it easier. There's been actually a lot of people like that decided to sub to my channel like last week. It was actually insane. Like, I usually gain like 100 to like 200 subs every day. Like, just existing gives me subs now. But last week, or like in the past 3 weeks, since I've been just making videos about cultural differences between Japan and whatever, there's been a lot of people like that are subbing to my channel, and their reasoning is they can learn Japanese through videos. And I'm like, wow, that's so unique. But what they learn is like how to say pussy, dick, ass, what else? And something like that.
I think it'll be a good idea to ask them what they've experienced so far on this trip. All right, so I am here with my bro, Caleb. Have you experienced any, interesting racism or any discrimination out here in your time?
I think this is one experience. We're walking past the Tokyo Sky Tree, right? And it's me and Tommy. As we're walking by, it's this one girl and her boyfriend. They see us, she says something to him, and they just kind of laugh. Nothing crazy. She goes like, do whatever, like, let's better do something. Yeah, so this is her, right? She goes like this.
It's the typical black man pose, I guess, because
It's the forearm.
there is a meme with the four, but I mean, he looks nothing like the guy. I'll put the meme on the screen. He looks nothing like him. So does that go to show all black people look the same, or black people like to do that four pose, or all black people are Atlanta demons? I have a friend here named 4D Shams. Y'all might recognize y'all might know him. So what have you experienced?
They definitely have been looking at me like, what is this black man, this BBC destroyer? Sorry, that doesn't look.
It's not getting cut. None of this is getting cut.
But I don't think it's like malicious stares, but they definitely like stare and like wonder, like, oh, okay, this is an interesting sight.
Very interesting specimen. Here we have an African-American male in his natural habitat. In other news, in order to really test, if Japan hates black people or dislikes black people, I might have to, test
This guy's being racist to himself more than everybody else. And Nicholas Aviation Place. Welcome to memberships. I do spam membership streams a lot recently. But yeah, you'll get a lot of notifications from my channel, so be careful.
Other measures, just walking around is not gonna work. These people are extremely nice, a little bit too nice, so. Okay, and what does that mean exactly?
It's like you're hiding your true feelings.
Okay, and around is not gonna work. These people are extremely nice, a little bit too nice, so. Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that mean exactly?
It's like you're hiding your true feelings in, and you're trying to put on a show of politeness.
Okay.
You're trying to be polite, but underneath you're feeling something else.
I've been kind of talking about this too, but isn't it what everybody does? In every country? Isn't it what you guys do? Do as well? No? Yes? Why he's so fluent in English? Not quite. Why do you think so? Why do you think it's not something you guys never do? Like, let's say, I've been kind of talking about this too. Like, let's say you eat what your friend made for you, right? Like, your friend goes like, oh, I can cook for you. And it's really shit. It's like literally shit. It's like a pile of shit. Like, poop is like right in front of you, right? And you eat the shit and you just go like, yeah, this is amazing. Even though you were eating like the literal shit, right? But you just want to be polite because like your friend made it for you, so you don't want to say like, oh, this is shit. Isn't that like what that is? Did you stop going around in Japan? 夏暑いんですよ, senpai. Summer, it's just insane in summer. Well, I'm gonna probably start going. Oh, and I actually ordered dendo kickboard, electric scooter thing, so I can put it in my car. So I can now do more insane stuff on stream, and it's gonna be here next week. Is it true that even if you don't like a food in restaurant, you pretend that you did? Yeah. Yes. I mean, isn't it like what some people do as well? Stay inside every day with action. Yeah, like I cannot even go outside anymore. And I wanted to, like, I've been wanting to stream in the afternoon, but it just feels it's impossible because my phone dies. Yeah, scooter streams. Oh yeah, I just kind of briefly talked about it too. So there's like this electric scooter thing that I got for $1,000. That was like a lot of money. I freaking had to think about it for like a month, okay? I'm gonna put it in my car, and then I'm gonna drive to whatever place, and I'm gonna park my car, and boom. And I bought my phone stand and stuff too, so I can probably like, yeah. More Indian versus Japanese versus American skip, please, so I can, because you want me to talk about India. You want me to talk about India. Like, you just want people, you know what, you probably have been talking about India. No, you just showed up and talked about India, never mind. I kind of assumed you've been talking about India everywhere, but either way.
So, it's actually, there's, the full sentence is honenmai tatemai.
And so you're saying that like sometimes.
Honenmai tatemai.
And so.
Honne to tatemai ne. Yeah, right.
You're saying that like sometimes Japanese people will put on like a front, like they're nice to you or kind, but secretly they don't feel those genuinely.
Correct.
Okay.
So even though they're angry, they don't express it openly. You know, they're very repressed about it.
How would you like? Just out of curiosity, like as a black person myself, like. How do the Japanese women view interracial dating or like just trying to get to know one another?
I think they're very open to it.
Have you experienced any like racism or any like prejudice around here?
No, not
okay.
to be honest.
But I was thinking maybe, you know, more in the countryside is a little bit, I'd assume it's a little bit worse.
Yo, that Uber driver was cool as shit. I'm not gonna lie, he was saying some real shit.
It's not like he would have ever called us the hard R.
Right after, literally right after. Can't make this up. He dropped the.
Are you guys looking for Japanese girls so you can fuck Japanese girls on my channel? Do you want to fuck Japanese girls? Do you want to date hot chicks? Hot Japanese chicks? Do you want to know how to get a hot Japanese chick? Hell yeah. Would date anyone at this point. Well, I mean, then I've been kind of talking about this too. Some people think being from like whatever country makes you popular and whatever too, but I kind of recently noticed that it all comes down to who you are, rather than like where you're from, like what nationality you are, like what race you are. That's from my experience. Like that's my conclusion. You know, like how some people like come to Japan, like Filipinos tends to say this a lot somehow. Like I don't know why they ask me this all the time. No shit, right? It's like the most obvious thing. It's not seriously about like who you are. Like I'm actually working on a video, right? And Filipinos say this a lot here on my channel. Like, hey, I'm Filipino. Is it true that I don't get girls in Japan? I'm like, I don't really think your race or like your nationality is everything, because I've been saying this forever. The most popular guy I ever met in Japan ever was actually Filipino. He's from the Philippines, and that dude was the most popular guy ever I've seen in my entire life. I met him when I was like 20. He's still, I don't know if he is still popular because like that's like 13 years ago, but yeah. So, and the thing is, like, he was popular just because he was good looking and he kind of cared about his appearance and he tries to fit in really, really well, right? And he actually was kind of good looking too. He got riz and he was kind of confident and stuff too. And he was kind of outgoing, not really, but he looked like a K-pop star eventually. But yeah, I don't really know. So that's kind of when I figured out, something is really interesting here. And all the popular people I've seen here in Japan, they might be from like whatever countries, but the reality is they are popular in their own countries in the first place. Then they come to Japan, they get popular here too. That's what I noticed. Some people think like if you're from America, that means you can instantly get popular, but or like some people even say like if you're Asian, if you're Chinese, you cannot get popular. But like I can show you something really, really interesting. Jaku's song actually proved it wrong as well. There's like this guy that blew up on YouTube in Japan for saying, I like dick. I like pussy. He blew up for saying, I like pussy. I like dick. Like, ochinchin ga daisuki nanda yo. He blew up for that, right? And he apparently gets so many thirsters, like Japanese thirsters, right? I mean, he even made a video on how he learned Japanese from like watching porn. Filthy Frank, yeah. This guy's from China, like 100% Asian. But then this guy gets a lot of like Japanese girls because like this guy's actually funny and he is quite entertaining too. So like I really have to say this, that it's not really about where you're from and what you look like. It's just more about what you do. Like that's really like what I know. I mean, do you have Indonesian friends? Not anymore. I used to have one. Yeah, I used to have one. There's like this Indonesian guy that was really fluent in Japanese, and I think he became a Japanese teacher, I think. Question, is it true Japanese people allow foreigners to stay only for a specific period of time? Yeah, thank you, Wetzfer. It's called visa. You can just go to Japan and be like, oh, you know, I'm gonna be here in Japan. I'm gonna be in Japan forever. Like, bro, swag. Yeah, congratulations. You learned something new here. You learned something new. It's called a visa. Yes. If you don't know what that is, if you're a foreigner trying to go to a different country, it's the same everywhere. You need this visa thing. I mean, there are some countries like that accept you for existing. Like some countries out there. It's the same in every country, mostly. But there are some countries, like 2-3 countries, where they accept you for existing. So.
Harder right after that. I guess he didn't have any ill intent. Bro was trying to talk about his free speech. Y'all know how that goes, bro. That definitely doesn't help the case of this country. All right, now that I am officially back, you know, home and, you know, at the setup and things of that nature, I can give you guys a little good recap. Tokyo did not really experience anything crazy. I did go to the countryside, so I went down, you know, a little further south to visit family. And was there racism? I don't know if I would say racism, but the stairs were definitely worse, and they were definitely more on some like a type of stairs. Yeah, I didn't really record much of that interaction, you know, because I was, you know, spending time. It was like vacation time and things of that nature. But now that I, you know, experienced Japan and, you know, for a good 14 days, okay, unless you live there as a full citizen, you're not going to be able to really know what it's like to live there, even if you're on
wait. Unless you're working, I don't see how a visa application would get accepted. Can't write, hey, I want to date girls in reason for stay. Yeah, it's the same for every country too. If you are really rich, there are more options too. But like, if you are not really rich, you have to have a job in that country. And to have a job in that country, you have to graduate from a university too. That's usually the case too. Yeah. Different types of visa. If you're curious about like what kind of visas out there are like mostly 3 things, right? 3 visas that are available. There are more, but like if you're not rich and if you're not like one of those like special people with like some special skills, it's either you have to get a job in Japan, you have to be a student in Japan, or you have to fuck a Japanese person to get a visa. It's called a fuck visa, where you get married to a Japanese person. There's only 3. If you're not, like if you're, let's say, not a person with like some insane special skills or like super rich. What about tourism? But you cannot be in Japan for longer than like 3 months. I mean 6 months technically in a year. But if you keep coming back to Japan within a year for 6 months, then they will stop you too, actually. That's what I heard, actually. How does PewDiePie get treated? I heard nobody really knows about PewDiePie here, and that's kind of why he really likes to be in Japan, I heard.
That's not enough time to really truly grasp the experience of being a black person in the country. And of course, there is racism, there is discrimination, and there's people who live there who will tell you that. It's probably worse the darker you are, and the more likely, if you're a woman, it's also probably...
The digital nomad visa, that's kind of like one of the things I didn't mention because I said people with special skills. So digital nomad visa is like when you can make like $60,000 or like $70,000 maybe dollars a year online. Like basically you run a business yourself. So you are a person with like special skills. I didn't really include you there. And then you can be in Japan for a year and you can just refresh your, renew your visa. I think. I don't really know. AKA an expat? You can say that too, yes.
Probably worse, the fact that I'm a dude. Before we get out of here, I do want to go over this one clip I seen. DDG cries on stream after being microaggressed and rejected in Japan.
They probably I'm trying to sell them something or something. Y'all cold, huh?
Are we still looking?
Look how that shit got me feeling. I'm crying, bro. I never got rejected before.
And then in the comment section, you know, people are tripping out, you know what I'm saying, oh, this is so sad, spend all the
That's fire.
money to visit a country who thinks lesser than because of the color of his skin. I'll never understand racism. Blah, blah, blah. It's so weird because Japan has blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, bro, there is more nuance to stuff like this. Like, he was rejected because he was on the street where all the guys go to harass women and ask for their number. So the women already went away from dudes on that street. Sad that he went on that street. Now, when I was there, there is definitely
he
areas
rejected because he's black. Well, the thing is, like, do you guys remember how talking to random people means like you're like a scammer, or like you're insane? Nobody really does that here. I mean, some people do that too, but you're really, really rare for talking to random people here. Like, people assume that you're trying to scam us, right? So, he did that in Japan. It's probably Shinjuku, but Shinjuku is like where fuckboys exist too. So you get rejected a lot here. Like, I don't know how common it is for you guys to talk to strangers in your countries. In Japan, that's so rare, right? So, like, talking to girls randomly like that means you were just trying to finger their pussies straight up in public. That's what the impression we get, right? So they kind of just like run away from you.
is like, you know, where it looks like he's, you know, in the city of Shibuya, maybe in Shinjuku, those are like
Shinjuku here. Isn't marriage etc usually a permanent resident status, aka no visa? Is there no real way to get citizenship? So it seems like you were still learning about this whole thing, so I can talk about that here for you, karate. So you were talking about PR here, permanent residency. So you want to be in Japan permanently, right? So the most standard requirement is like you have to be in Japan for 10 years, right? For 10 years, and you gotta be in Japan for 10 years, and at least for 5 years you have to have a job in Japan, right? You gotta work in Japan for 5 years, and in total you gotta be in Japan for 10 years, and then you can apply for PR, permanent residency. Then if you get accepted, you can get PR. Then you were thinking like, hey, is it true that like is it only the way to get PR if I get married in Japan? That's partially true, because if you get married to a Japanese person, you can get PR within 3 years. Like suddenly it's like a lot shorter. Like you have to be in Japan for 10 years, I said, right? But if you're married to a Japanese citizen, it's only 3 years. And that's kind of why this whole like passport bro thing is a thing. I know actually I got PR after 2 years. But again, like don't listen to Lars. Lars is like one of the very special cases where he got PR points, and that's not really like what it is for like a lot of people. There are some people with like insanely high skills, or like they got basically social credits. Like that's basically what that is. So they got points, but don't do that route. What they do is quite insane. Like, okay. So what Lars dude says, what he says is like a bit different, because this dude is, again, he's from, he has like actual like highest skills and everything. Like you shouldn't listen to him. But can I get PR with my internet points? Yeah, that too. So what Lars did is again he basically did the best things he can do in Japan. Like basically he was like a straight A student, right? And he was a straight A student in Norway, and he came to Japan as a straight A student. Of course, like Japanese government is gonna freaking give him like PR soon too. But his case is really, really rare. Okay. You need N1 to get PR in Japan. Your Japanese skills actually don't matter. You get PR points for that, yes. But like to permanently live in Japan, you don't need that. I know a lot of people who have PR without speaking much Japanese. I actually know one person who lives in Japan without any JLPT. And I know like 3 people actually. Yeah, who speak zero Japanese. That's really a thing, honestly. But yeah, so I've been streaming for 1 hour, and I just kind of wanted to end the stream here because I've been trying to make my home streams quite short. Passing JLPT into what makes it easier to get PR. Yeah, it's not required. Yeah, there are like so many people like who kind of don't do that. The easiest is to get married. You just have to marry a Japanese person and boom. But yeah, I'm gonna read comments for 3 minutes and I'm gonna just end the stream. And then I'll try to do like outside the stream soon too, because I know like there's a demand for that. But it's been really hot recently.
Just back from Japan last week. Love the culture and country forever. Moving the family and I from US to Japan in 4 years.
Really?
Drawbacks are so minimal emo. Can't wait to be back in Japan. You rock.
Thank you so much for the donation too. There are like so many Americans like that are trying to come to Japan suddenly. I'm curious what's happening to Americans. Don't get yourself melted outside. I'm thinking about going to Shibuya this weekend. What can I mean... Steaming in Japan, racist in Japan, yes. Lots of money. I feel like a lot of Americans are moving to Japan not because of like money. They just want the rice. Yeah, they just want rice. They just want Japanese rice. Down a toilet and the culture is toxic. I wouldn't say so. I think America has like amazing places too and amazing people. But I mean, it's kind of easier to live in Japan for sure. Even I think so. Driving visa? I want to move to Japan because the houses look cooler. I don't know about that. I think Western houses are usually better too, but I don't know. It's because I grew up here. When should I speak Japanese for fun? When you play hentai games. There's a town called Obama. Yeah, like Obama. I think it's in Nagasaki or something. Would Japan be great for international students to study masters? Isn't it Germany? Germany is like the best country for studying, right? I heard. For masters and stuff. Fukui, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go now, and this stream is gonna be unlisted. I might just like do like a short membership stream and then play table tennis and the stream. I don't know, I'll try to do an outside stream this weekend if possible, if I feel like it too. I'll think about that, because I've been getting a lot of comments saying like, hey, do this. But I gotta see my plan and everything. I don't know like how my work schedule like goes. So bye bye everybody. This stream is gonna be unlisted as usual because like this is like one of the things where I didn't do anything. If you remember, I'm gonna just like do like a short membership stream like talking about nothing, and then after that I'm gonna play table tennis. Bye bye everybody.